I'm gonna not press you for a while, because I see something over here, and I'm real curious about it. Deployment records. Operation Kickback, Reno, Nevada. Civilian Guard and Armor Battalion skirmished with Vanguard element of Pacific Northwest Swarm PN-12. Engagement began at 0600 and concluded with a withdrawal at 2100 the following day. Losses in excess of 40% reported. Operation Thick Skull. Shenandoah Valley, SA Tech, Virginia. 12th MRB, supported by Civilian Guard, fought at rearguard action against Eastern Seaboard Swarm ES-17. Engagement began at 0800. At approximately 1400, 12th MRB reported the position was overrun and received authorization to detonate SA Tech facility, inflicting significant damage on ES-17. Surviving elements of 12th MRB withdrawn to Akron, Cleveland defensive line. Operation Body Blow. Akron, Ohio. 9th and 10th MRB, supported by sustained aerial strikes, assaulted the Horus-class Titan, resupplying the Eastern Seaboard Swarm ES-18. Engagement began at 0400 and concluded at 2200 with the illumination of the Titan. Note that this is 9th MRB's third Titan kill with minimal losses. Brigade readiness status. 3rd MRB, refused recall orders from Operation Pinch Hit. Deployment along Pensacola, Tallahassee, defensive line. Court-martial proceedings underway. 7th MRB, recalled from New York engagement zone to reinforce Wichita Theater. Ready. 9th MRB, refitting at USRC facilities. Ready. 10th MRB, transferred from Kalmar. That's it. So we have places that are getting defeated and then giving up and self-destructing. We have places with 40% losses. We have people mutinying, basically, and refusing to continue to operate as they're supposed to as part of the military. All to fight off an enemy swarm of machines that can self-replicate seemingly indefinitely. So a finite population of humans is constantly dying in a war against arguably infinite other foes. And the question is, what the hell are we going to find out Horizon Zero Dawn turns out to be? Or Project Zero Dawn, I mean. Because whatever it was, it had the guy who caused all of this spooked. He was like, I can't sign off on this. And everyone was like, people seemed horrified by the whatever option is going to be taken. And whatever it is probably really bad news. And I think this is where we find out what it is.
What is this?
That? It's a map.
A map of what?
Our world. The planet Earth, Aloy. It's not flat like you thought.
Why would I think that? During eclipses, the shadow cast on the moon is curved. So our world is a globe. And it looks like this, from a distance.
We'll discuss this another time. Back to the matter at hand.
The Faro robots were spreading across the world, eating everything up. Somehow, Elizabeth stopped them before it was too late. But how?
Okay, maybe we're gonna find the answer in the next room then. Because apparently it's not here. It was just a record of the progression as we basically descend into hell. You hiding anything in these side areas, game? You know, I'll check. Even if you don't. They could go the entire game without ever hiding anything in a side room, and I'd probably still check them at the end of the game, just in case that was the one.
The eclipse. Tampering with the metal devil. They don't think they can wake it, do they?
Watch out!
And this one can move.
This seems like bad news. I didn't realize the other one couldn't move, though. I guess I killed it too fast to notice whether or not it was walking anywhere. Can't help but wonder. I feel like I could probably make the shot from here. Oh, and I do have to. My objective is to kill it. I mean, it's safer to do from up here than anywhere else. The question is, should I go straight for the big guy or shoot everywhere? Probably straight for the big guy, right? We don't want him surprising me. What could go wrong? That's not... Okay. Okay. Lots of bad news. First of all, the explosions didn't really work this time, like last time. Second of all, the platform I was standing on was apparently destructible, which is not something I've had to think about, really, until now, to be fair. Whoops. I've seen plenty of pieces of the environment get destroyed before, obviously, but I don't know if I've quite seen the, like, I'm on a high up spot and then I get blasted down. It's kind of a new one. Every time, huh? There we go.
And this one can move.
Alright, the Deathbringer. Its body is weak to fire and shock. Repeater cans are weak to all sorts of things. It's got cooling pods. Cause it to overheat by getting rid of those. Ah, its weakness is just everything or tear. The only exception is its body is weak to fire and shock, but no other part is. Okay. So it sounds like if I throw some tears at it, I could probably just take a bunch of chunks off of it. That'd probably be good news. One of the big things is I just need to be prepared for the fact that if I get shot down, I'm just going to die, apparently. That's a real problem. I wonder if I can try to pace it at all, or be careful about it. Whoa! That was way off course compared to what I was hoping for. Whoops. Yeah, that didn't work either. And now I'm like super dead, apparently. So there's that. Oh! Yep. Oh no! Herbs. Wow. That's an interesting ragdoll. So in this game, we've seen it a few times too, like in this game the ragdoll just does not account for the concept of a spine. It's like, nope, you're a jelly person now once you die. Okay, so we need to get down on the surface because just a moment of aggro leads to a horrible, horrible death. And I just need to deal with things from down there. He also wasn't taking damage. Could be two things, I suppose. It could be that he doesn't take damage.
Another Kopish.
He might not.
This one can move.
He might just not take damage when you're outside of the arena, or maybe he really is that much tougher than the last one. Either way, we need to deal. Anyone notice that? I guess I could just sneak up behind both of them and shoot them in the back of the head. I don't think any of them are even gonna aggro at this distance. They seem incapable of noticing you up here. I hope. There we go. That's two human opponents taken out preemptively. It looks like there's at least two of them just kind of patrolling around down there. There's two side areas I can hang out in. That one's got an under area. Not a ton of hiding spots around here, is there? Wouldn't mind turning around. There we go. What? Hitboxes, what are you even? Okay, that's fine. I'm used to it at this point, it's happened enough times in this game. Let's just start making a mess then.
Saw me. Here we go.
Okay. 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 I'm trying to shoot its glowy bits. Mixed results from time to time. Okay. Howdy. Could you guys politely screw off? Thank you. Hey, you. Go away. Are the rods coming back out?
Can't see him.
Oh, crap. I didn't mean... No. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Crap. I didn't mean to try to put a shock trap down. Whoa! Jesus! Where'd you come from? Go away. Okay. Take out the big piece. Take out the big piece. Ah, that was a bad shot. Is it not blowing off? Okay. I missed. Come on. Your resistance to terror is astonishing. Ah, God. Okay. Okay. This, you're overheating. That much is happening. Is that what I need to do here? Fire? Kind of unclear on what I'm doing here. Okay. The terror doesn't seem effective against most of him, really. But running left and right seems to mostly solve all of the problems with him attacking me, so there's that. How do you work? You on fire yet? You are on fire now, okay. Is that a good? Did I do a good? Did I blow them up? I think I did. Okay, cool. That's good. Ah, fire's bad. Ah! Yee! Oh, that was a bad time to turn direction. No, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to press the... No! I forgot how to... Okay. I must have been pressing the wrong button. Ooh, you look vulnerable right now. How's that feeling right about now, huh? Oh. Get it?
I should switch weapons. I did it. So the soldiers long ago, they had to fight hundreds of those all at once?
Well, to be fair, all those soldiers were not one girl, so, you know, if one person could take it out completely alone, even if she is awesome, like, I can't help but think, they seem kind of doable via army. Then again, that's video game protagonist magic, though, of course. Because she's like an unkillable super soldier with super powers and can take 1 billion bullets and explosions to the face without breaking a sweat. Whereas the soldiers in the story are presumably supposed to be interpreted as being human beings in a way that Aloy is not. There we go, not too bad. It was mostly a series of missile attacks that just chase you, so you just dodge left and right constantly, and then they don't hit you. Interestingly, the thing that's called the Deathbringer, that's supposed to be like the big, bad, nasty super boss enemy, seems to be significantly easier than a large number of the beast enemies that just charge you. Because avoiding missiles by strafing, easy. Avoiding a giant hulking monster that just keeps jumping on you and spinning, significantly harder. Slightly nightmarish, in fact, in many cases. Yeah, fighting the beasts that charge me constantly was crazy. That one, like that worm boss, like that was tough. Cause I'm like, dude, it's just chasing me. It's just chasing me. I'm not sure what to do about that. Ah. Open up. We're like an inch away from leveling up too. So close. So close. Do you open? Over here? Yep, that's the one. Let me in, let me in. Yeah, these places are looking awfully familiar now. Look at the puddles and everything. So it's all sedimentation. None of this stuff was here originally. It's 100% water deposits. Probably limestone and stuff like that, but not exclusively necessarily. Just the idea that the water leaks in here, the water has dissolved rock matter in it, and it just deposits everywhere as it evaporates and so on, creating all these different patterns and stuff. That's how you get these. And that's just, at this point, the entire surface of everything's covered in the deposits of water, because it's just been so ridiculously long. Like, the amount of time that has passed between the apocalypse and the day this game takes place in is a difference in time that actually has geologic significance, which is ridiculous. That's so much time. Biosphere degradation. August 2065. Confidential. Chief findings. Despite increased tactical proficiency of elite and civilian guard units and many hard-won engagements in the Central European, Antarctic, and Pacific Reach theaters, the Pharaoh Plague's rate of advance has not slowed, nor has its biomass consumption rate. Damage to the biosphere has already exceeded 2038 levels by every measure, and growth worsens by the day. Extinction timeline projections remain unchanged. The OAC prediction for mid-November 2065, annihilation and exposed human populations in February 2066. Extinction of macrobiotic land organisms by the end of 2066, and extinction of marine life in early 2068. Continued secrecy in response to Project Zero Dawn. The utter silence regarding its mechanisms of action and completion date make it impossible to predict Zero Dawn's impact or lack of impact on the extinction timeline. Atmospheric collapse. Atmospheric oxygen depletion and toxic emissions remain the greatest environmental threats to Operation Enduring Victory, as well as the wider civilian population and animal life. Operational Atmospheric Collapse OAC is currently predicted for mid-November 2065, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatuses to remain in the open, and civilians will only be able to survive inside sealed structures. The requirements for air scrubbing and recycling in facilities is addressed in Addendum A, linked to this report. So much for green machines, huh? Portable water shortages. Major water treatment facilities are already struggling to process water sources compromised by rainfall heavily contaminated by toxins emitted by the consumption of the Eastern Hemisphere. Following the necessary shutdown of all nano-scrubbing functionality, wastewater recycling is already beyond capacity. Military response escalation. Addenda linked to this document cover the short-term effects of scorched earth engagements in defense of the western seaboard and ongoing effects of the Oceanic Economic Zone's use of nuclear weapons to delay the enemy's initial advance across the Pacific Theater. Data corrupted. I always find it interesting when they call it theaters, when they're talking about warscapes and stuff. It's just a weird, it always feels like such a weird thing, because it makes war not feel real, is I think what sticks with me. Theater is a weird application to give to war verbally. I wonder what its origins are exactly. Oh, here we are. Could this be it? Are we gonna do a learning? Look at all these screens, and their uselessness. There's no information on these things. It's one weird squiggly pattern? Is that like a cellular? It looks like a cross-section microscope sample. That giant squiggle thing. There's a lot of them are just multiple distances and scales of the same squiggle. Whatever conclusion there is to be drawn of that. Nope, that looks so scannable, but it is not.
Dr. Sobek, as projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
Everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn is functionally complete. Good to go.
That enduring victory served its purpose after all.
Yes, if we'd had even one day less.
I've sent you an encoded file, Doctor. Please do me the favor of archiving it.
I'll see what I can do. What is it?
A brief statement. An allocution of crimes, I guess you'd call it.
To what are you admitting guilt?
Over the past 16 months, Doctor, I have presided over the greatest wholesale slaughter of military personnel and civilians in the history of history. Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Sorabella, add them all together. They don't even come close.
You didn't do the killing, General.
No, not directly. But I didn't wind up the highest-ranked military commander in the United States by resisting the automation of the armed forces. Even before the swarm, Doctor, I was helping death along. So, instead of letting what I've done sink into the murk, forgotten, I sent a file with all the details. Let posterity judge my actions with clear vision.
I'll do as you ask, General. But you should consider that were it not for your actions, our actions, there wouldn't be any posterity to judge us.
Perhaps. Dr. Sobek?
At ease, General. And goodbye.
Hell of a thing.
This is it, huh? We're gonna find out exactly what happened. Something directly related to the greatest catastrophe in the history of mankind. Period. The end. It's severe. Really minor aside, does feel like Sobek should speak differently. It's the same voice actor because it's clearly supposed to be like, I'm still assuming clone, since we were born from the womb of the mother and stuff like that. I'm assuming clone, but if we're a clone, damn, how do we end up with the same speech patterns in completely different societies? Like, she was like a scientist, and I'm like a lonely person who learned to hunt, and we have like the exact same ways of enunciating everything and stuff. It's almost weird.
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You can take a seat.
What? You're going to thank her after what she just said?
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her.
No, it's just... I mean, my God. Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this... We'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top-secret super-weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of alpha and beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off. Orbital launch base. What is that? What did these people do? What did Elizabeth do?
They're still teasing us with this about what comes next. God damn it. Alright. So it's hard not to feel like they brought this upon themselves on some level. Like, war is already incredibly monstrous and fucked and pointless and always either ends in someone being wiped out completely or people eventually just having a nice talk about what to do instead of war to resolve their problems. Like, that's usually the cycle that things go through. People fight for a while, and then the actual negotiations happen that stop the fighting. And you can't help but wonder, like, maybe why couldn't we just have the negotiations before hundreds or thousands or millions of people's families were destroyed? Yay. But then you continually dehumanize war. You keep adding machines to the mix, of all things. And you have machines fighting people, and then now without losses, we can be extra inhumane about war. And then what about machines fighting? But then, do you hit a point where machines are fighting machines? At what point, what is even war at some point? What the fuck are you guys even doing? What is even, like, it doesn't stand to reasoning, but it's something that humans have done since the beginning of everything. Because we can't escape doing it, regardless of how completely insane of a self-harm practice war has always and always will be.
Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
All right, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes, there is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
What was Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machines, but not before the world she knew, her civilization, ended. Let's hope it won't come to that again.
How are you gonna rob me of this game? No. I want to walk on the Doc Ock tentacle. It's right there. It's right there and I can't walk on it. Oh no. That's super tragic. Crash the network. So we found out that... Oh wow, I got 2 levels from that. Oh right, I got one of the levels from... one of the levels was from finishing the quest. There's our concentration bonus. We'll go for... Oh. A faster reload while concentrating means being able to do more shots in a row, which would be great. It's good news too. Okay. Good to go. To curse the darkness. Only level 20, huh? Did I level that much from side quests? I wonder if I'm that far ahead of the curve somehow. Huh. And it is way over here. We might take some detours to fill in the map here and there, because I have a cauldron here, a tall neck here, 2 more tall necks up here. I might take care of those just to fill them in. Be kind of nice. Isn't this a... That's an enemy camp, right? I might take out some of those too. Maybe. I'm definitely amused by the idea that basically our enemies are powerful because they're the team that has the internet and we don't. That's great. Part of me does wonder, like, how... I'm thinking about how grim of a plot twist it would be to find out that, what if Zero Dawn didn't exist? Oh god, that's not a way down. That's death. That's death. Ooh boy. Can I climb down that massive tentacle? No? Is there a, Oh, here. This is probably it.
Now, how am I gonna get down from here? Oh,
Here's my...
this should be quite the ride.
Yeah. So I can't use this... Yeah, I can't use that. I think I've just got to go for it. Just be careful. What convenient steps we've got to help us escape. Like, it would be the most nasty thing to find out that perhaps Sobek's plan was just to invent Zero Dawn, like, fictionally. Like, what if they're like, well, if we're ever going to beat this, we just need all of humanity to fight, so I'll make them a pretend thing to hope for. And it was just non-existent. And the real thing is that they had to fight.
Careful.
Wee-hoo. All the way down. Ba-ding. But that'd be such a grim reveal to find out that Sobek just made up the concept of Zero Dawn just to make people think that they could. Like, if we just hold out long enough, then we'll win the war. But the secret was that they weren't holding out for anything. They were just all fighting. And that was their secret motivation, was just to trick them into thinking there was hope. I don't feel great about this, but let's try it. Oop, wow. That was a bad time to roll. Her poor skull and other parts of her body. I could have, of course, just fast travel, but giving me a giant slope like this makes me want to figure out how to get down it. Which we have. Ta-da! Oh yeah, we're going towards that lake we went by on the way in. Oh, might as well grab the... Yeah, let's grab the local bonfire. I don't have it unlocked, which means I don't have a fast way to get into this corner if I ever need to again. They seem to be noticing me. Run across the lake. Go, 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 go. Yeah, they're angry. And they're in every direction at once. No biggie. Whew! Campfire discovered. I got it. Go, go, go. Whew. There's a metal flower around here somewhere. Are you an enemy? Really? Right now? Hey there. Got it. Oh my god. I'm leaving. I'm leaving so hard right now. Goodbye. Ooh, boy. That's what you might call a bad time. Alright, see you later, Doc Ock. They set you up at the beginning of the game. Oh god. That's so I get for not looking where I'm going. Ooh. Running. If I put enough trees between us, maybe they'll get stopped by those, but I'm not really hopeful. I should really have fast traveled by now. Ah! So they set up the metal devil at the beginning of the game as being a big deal, just to imprint it in our brain, and now we finally got to see what it is. And it was the wholesale extinction of the human race, is more or less the information we got from it. We also got to see, we seemed to see it birthing one of those monsters, so we were warned in advance that those things could straight up birth those things, and now we've seen that in action, and we've seen the fact that when those things are newborn and undamaged, they're capable of stuff that we really wish they weren't. So that's our new problem. Although I will say the Deathbringers, despite all the hype, are significantly less threatening than many of the other machines. They're a little costly to fight, but they're so much less dangerous because they're such a traditional third-person shooter mini-boss, as opposed to like all the weird enemies you fight in this game that are much less traditional for this genre. So the basic controls of how you play a character in this genre make it really easy to handle an enemy like that in a way that doesn't translate elsewhere. Wow, I ran for so long that it's no longer snow. I've escaped the snow part of the map. Way to go. Let's take some shelter and maybe warp out of here.